I want to thank Councilmember Stewart for introducing this resolution, and the entire council. We're all standing in solidarity behind this, and you're going to hear from others today. This is a really critically important, and I know that I think you laid out pretty well why it's so important. I do think fundamentally it's outrageous that men would be allowed to dictate the health and well-being of women. We've never tolerated anybody doing that to us, and we should not think that we should do it to anybody else. After Roe was overturned 2 years ago, we knew we had to act in the county. So together we provided $1 million in grants to ensure abortion providers had what they needed to assist women. Particularly, we knew we were going to get women from outside of Maryland coming here for health care, and we wanted to make sure we could provide it. I recently revisited the Potomac Family Planning Center last month, and I got to hear how our funds were being used, and it feels good to know that our money is at work and doing what we really need to do with it. And since the fall of Roe, we've seen how states across the country have moved backwards, and they are going backwards as fast as they can. And two of our neighboring states have extremely restrictive laws. West Virginia and Pennsylvania is on the verge. Well, they've got 24-hour waiting period. Those kind of things need to go away. We need to do what we can here. In November, we need to be in two places. We've got to get this passed on the ballot in Maryland. But anybody who has time can do double duty by doing work in Pennsylvania and West Virginia, where you can help ensure that leadership there is pro-choice. You can help ensure that the leadership of this country is pro-choice. So there are multiple plays to act this out. This is one of those seminal moments in American history where you go one way or you go another way. And the other way is a very dark way. And we've got to do whatever we can to prevent that. Even in some of the work we do, like we do economic recruiting for companies, if a company says we want our headquarters there, but we're thinking about moving our manufacturing to Texas or Florida or South Carolina, I talk to them about how are you going to feel about your workforce going to Texas? If you have female workers or LGBTQ plus workers, they're not going to be safe there. If the boyfriend of somebody takes somebody to an abortion clinic, they may be prosecuted there. So we're using that as a lever to talk to companies to be conscious about what you're doing to your employees when you make decisions about where you're going to locate your business. And we've had people take note of what we've said. And I think it's important that we do that. So we've got a key ballot question for Maryland voters in November. Question 1. I think we all know what we're going to do. We're voting yes on number 1, and we're going to defeat the referendum. The other referendum, I hope. And we have to make sure that they don't win, not in the county, not in this state, and not in this country. So we've got an opportunity to do something important in Montgomery County. We will provide a lot of the votes to go to passing this in the state. We tend to vote more heavily Democratic and get high turnouts, and I expect high turnouts. So we can make a difference in a state where there are still some people, even in some Democratic counties, and some Democrats who aren't on the right side of this issue. So we've got to make sure we do this. This is a necessity. It's unacceptable. We have 25 million women aged 15 to 44, 2 in 5, who now live in states where they have more restrictions on abortion access. And it's unacceptable that you've got this Supreme Court, and I wish there was a quick way to change the Supreme Court, but they are truly a menace to society. So anything we can enshrine in our Constitution and not get undone by the federal government, that gives us some leverage against the Supreme Court. So please, let's do everything we can do. This is critically important to the well-being of ourselves, our children, in my case, 3 female grandchildren. It's important that we do the right thing here and get this constitutional amendment passed and move forward from there. So thank you all for being here today.